What if I told you that in less than 2 years, our transit system will come to a screeching halt? What if I told you our system is on the brink of a financial crisis like we've never seen before? And that you will feel the impact, even if you've never stepped foot on transit. Welcome to 2026, the year TransLink is scheduled to run out of funding. So, how did we get here? And what happens when the funding runs out? Let's explore. Over the last few years, we've seen more people moving into this region than ever before. And there's now more demand for transit than ever before, too. Even though there's another 21 kilometers of SkyTrain being built and we're adding hundreds of new buses to the system, there's demand for even more. People want SkyTrain to UBC. They want more and faster buses. But at the very same time, transit is receiving less funding, a lot less funding. Imagine for every dollar TransLink needs to operate, it only has 75 cents. While being asked to expand service amidst record levels of overcrowding. How much less? We'll be short an average of more than $600 million each year. As a public service, no transit system in Canada or the United States is designed to turn a profit, and TransLink is no different. And now, our funding sources are shrinking. First, since 2020, our fare increases have either been frozen or held well below the rate of inflation. Another big source of revenue is fuel taxes. We collect a flat fee per liter, so revenue here is based on how much gas people use, not the price of gas. As more people use less gas and switch to electric vehicles, we receive less revenue. And finally, the cost of everything is going up. We're experiencing the impacts of inflation just like everyone else. All of this is happening while we're getting ready to start operating new SkyTrain services, extensions of the Expo line along Fraser Highway in Surrey Langley, and the Millennium line along Broadway in Vancouver. It all adds up. That's why we project we'll be short over $600 million a year between 2026 and 2033. If we do nothing, the number will only continue to go up. How do most companies respond to this sort of problem? Well, they can raise prices. We're raising fares this year, but frankly, it's well behind inflation and not nearly enough to close the gap. Other companies cut costs, and we are doing our part by tightening our belts, by reducing our spending and finding new revenue streams. And sometimes companies cut service. That's something we are trying to avoid. Because if that happened, think about how that would affect your commute. How would you get to work, to school, or medical appointments? And what would this do to our region's economy? When the bus network shut down for 2 days in January due to job action, we saw the profound impact it had on the region. And we saw firsthand how some people were more affected than others. Students, newcomers, daycare workers, and so many others were stranded without transit. Zooming out, currently more than 400,000 people rely on transit each day. Each week, 1/3 of all people in Metro Vancouver ride transit. Without transit, this could turn into thousands of more cars on the road, and that is not an option. The truth is, whether you're a transit user or not, transit is critical to the well-being of our region. There's a lot at stake here.